Do you still feel like a real man? Or are you just existing? Forgive my directness, but I must ask, how long has it been since you felt desire, energy, strength, a true will to live fully? I'm not just talking about sex. I mean that masculine presence you once had, that natural confidence, your body responding, sleep coming easily, your mind sharp, your touch alive, your gaze intense. Many men who walk into my office, especially after age 60, carry a dull look in their eyes. They say, "Doctor, I'm not in pain, but I don't feel anything anymore." It's like they're living on autopilot, the body quietly weakening, the connection with their partner fading, and worst of all, their self-esteem silently crumbling. Have you felt that way? Ever woken up at night and stared at the ceiling trying to remember who you used to be 10 or 20 years ago? Ever sensed that your body is shutting down slowly, even without any clear illness? I understand, and I know it hurts. But I also know this. This is not the end of the road. It's not old age. It's not just your age. It's simply your body asking for help, and it can bounce back stronger than before. After over 30 years working with mature men, I've discovered something powerful. Some of the most incredible transformations I've witnessed came from ingredients so simple, you probably have them in your kitchen right now. Yes, I'm talking about ginger and garlic. Two ingredients that seem ordinary, yet when used properly, can rekindle your masculine vitality in truly surprising ways. I know this might sound too simple to be true, but stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how these two foods work directly on the areas that make you feel alive, present, and strong again. Circulation, hormones, sleep, sensitivity, desire, mental clarity, even the prostate comes into play. And I'll tell you real stories. Men who rediscovered the joy of living well with just a morning tea and a natural evening seasoning. But before I explain how to use ginger and garlic the right way, let me ask you something. With all care and respect, are you ready to feel again? Because once your body awakens, it craves more life, more presence, more intensity, and it all starts with one warm cup. A little later, I'll introduce myself and share the story of a patient who taught me one of the deepest lessons of my entire career. My name is Dr. Esperanza. I've been a physician for over 30 years, specializing in men's health with a deep passion for helping men recover their strength, their vitality, and above all, their dignity. Throughout my career, I've seen it all. Men emotionally broken, marriages falling apart, grandfathers too tired to play with their grandchildren, husbands hiding from their wives, and they all had one thing in common: silence. Yes, most of them said nothing. They carried their fears, doubts, failures, and frustrations quietly inside. And that silence, my friend, is what truly makes them sick. But let me tell you something. None of this is your fault. You were taught to be strong, to tough it out, to never cry or complain. But no one ever taught you how to deal when the body starts to fail, when desire disappears, when energy fades, when your mind goes blank. That's why I devoted myself entirely to men's health, because I saw how many good men were suffering in silence, and I saw that with small changes and smart choices, it was possible to completely transform their lives. One of the most unforgettable cases was Mr. Manuel, 66 years old. His wife called me in tears. "Doctor, my husband won't leave the house anymore. He won't talk. He won't sleep. He doesn't touch me. I know he's hurting, but he won't say a word." When he came into my office, he kept his head down, eyes to the floor. He had no serious illness, no abnormal test results, but his eyes, they were the eyes of someone who had already given up. Gently I began talking, and little by little, he opened up. He told me he felt useless, boring, like he had no joy left. Said it was as if he were watching life go by without taking part. But deep down, he just wanted to feel alive again, to surprise his wife, to laugh with his grandkids, to wake up with purpose. That's when we began his transformation. No expensive pills, no invasive procedures. We started with the basics: nutrition, sleep, circulation, affection, and being heard. One of our first steps was reintroducing garlic and ginger into his routine, not just as spices, but as therapeutic tools, small daily acts of self-care. I'll explain that in detail very soon. What matters now is that Mr. Manuel came back. In just 3 weeks, he was sleeping better, taking walks with his wife, proudly preparing his tea, telling jokes at the front gate again. He said something I'll never forget. Dr. Life's flavor came back with the smell of garlic in the frying pan. So if you're there listening, feeling that tightness in your chest, know this: you are not alone, and you are not broken, you're just tired. And I'm here to help you rekindle that spark. I've seen every kind of case, and there's one truth I've learned over and over again. When a man is heard, he blossoms. When he is cared for, he comes back to life. And that's exactly what I want for you. Very soon, I'll explain how garlic and ginger, when used the right way, can awaken your circulation, desire, and vitality, like a true natural elixir. Now that you know me, you might be asking, Doctor, can garlic and ginger really change my life? And I tell you, as a physician with over 30 years of experience, yes, absolutely. And the best part, it's simple, it's natural, and it works. This isn't magic. It's not a miracle. It's science applied wisely. What I'm about to show you is what I've learned through hundreds of patients, and what's also backed by credible clinical research. Garlic, for instance, contains a compound called allicin. This molecule has a powerful ability to relax blood vessels, enhance blood flow, and naturally lower blood pressure. That means more oxygen flowing, more nutrients reaching the areas you know well, even the ones you thought had shut down for good. And listen closely. Circulation is everything for men's health. When your blood flows well, your body responds. That directly impacts your erection, memory, energy, prostate, vision, and even sleep. As for ginger, it's a true natural warrior against inflammation. It boosts levels of free testosterone, the kind that really makes a difference in your desire, strength, and vitality. It also helps regulate blood sugar, improves digestion, and gives your immune system a real boost. But that's not all. Ginger also acts on the brain, sharpening focus, reducing mental fatigue, and giving you emotional clarity. In other words, you don't just feel more alive physically, you feel more present, more alert, more complete. And the best part? You can start feeling the effects in just a few days. No need to wait months. No need for pills with strange names. Just use these two allies the right way. But here's the key. It's not enough to chew raw garlic or sip weak ginger tea. There's a proper way to prepare them, the right dosage, the ideal timing, and most importantly, the perfect combination of the two. In my consultations, I teach a simple daily practice I call the restart formula, a morning and evening routine that reactivates the body, balances hormones, and brings back strength you thought was lost forever. And it's not just me saying this. Studies published in the Journal of Medicinal Food show that continued use of garlic and ginger can increase testosterone, reduce chronic inflammation, and improve male sexual function by up to 62%. Can you imagine what a 62% improvement would mean for your life? It could mean feeling desire again, having the energy to work, laughing with joy, touching yourself without shame, and looking in the mirror with pride. That's what I see in my patients. Men who came to me defeated now message me things like, Doctor, my wife thinks I'm taking the little blue pill, but it's just the tea you taught me to make, and that's why I'm here, speaking to you. Because I believe every man deserves the chance to restart with dignity. And if you stay with me just a bit longer, I'll show you the most effective ways to use garlic and ginger to boost your circulation, balance your hormones, and bring your body back to life. A little further ahead, I'll also reveal the surprise food that, when combined with both, creates such a powerful effect that some of my patients said they felt like they had turned back the clock 20 years. Now that you understand the power of garlic and ginger, let me show you how it works in real life, with true transformation stories I've witnessed throughout my career. Each food I'm about to mention changed someone's life. I want you to see yourself in these men, because if it worked for them, it can work for you too. 1. Raw garlic in the morning. Mr. Arnaldo, 71. Mr. Arnaldo came to my office quietly, with high blood pressure and low energy. He told me he felt slow, was forgetting names, and didn't feel like getting out of bed. We started with something simple. 1 crushed garlic clove, left out for 10 minutes and swallowed with warm water first thing in the morning. That waiting time activates the allicin, garlic's key compound. In less than 15 days, he was already a different man. His pressure stabilized, he resumed morning walks, and told me something that touched me deeply. Dr. The D explanation. Allicin relaxes blood vessels, boosts oxygen to the brain, and reduces inflammation throughout the body. 2. Ginger tea before bed. Mr. Claudio, 64. Claudio hadn't slept well in months. He had anxiety, night sweats, and said he woke up more tired than before. I recommended something simple, an infusion of fresh ginger, 3 cimetros boiled for 10 minutes, taken warm before bed, with a teaspoon of raw honey. In 10 days, he came back smiling. Doctor, my wife thought I took a sleeping pill, but it was just the tea. Ginger calms the nervous system, lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and improves sleep cycles, preserving natural testosterone. 3. Energy blend. Mr. Paulinho, 68. Paulinho was a widower and said he'd lost all appetite for food, for touch, for joy. He asked for something to help him feel like living again. I prepared a simple blend: grated ginger, plus chopped garlic, plus lemon juice, plus honey, plus pinch of black pepper, 1 tablespoon a day. 3 weeks later, he came back saying, Doc, I found a girlfriend, and I'm even dancing Faro again. This combo boosts circulation, warms the body, stimulates hormone production, and increases natural endorphins. 4. Roasted garlic in food. Mr. Tonino, 62. Tonino hated raw garlic, but wanted to try. I suggested he roast a whole garlic head until soft like a paste, and use it as a base for rice and meat seasoning. He loved it so much, he started cooking for his wife. One day he said, Doctor, I come back from the market feeling like I want to live again. Even roasted, garlic retains sulfur compounds that benefit heart health, circulation, and energy levels. 5. Morning juice. Evening tea. Mr. Gilmar, 69. Gilmar was feeling down, but very disciplined. We built a 2-step routine. Morning, lemon juice with ginger and turmeric. Night, garlic tea with chamomile. He said it felt like jump-starting an engine that had been off for years. My mind stopped forgetting things, and I'm back to playing with my grandkids. This combo nourishes the brain, cleans the arteries, balances digestion, and calms the mind. Do you see now? With simple ingredients and real stories, it's possible to reignite your vitality. And there's more. Up ahead, I'll reveal the miracle food that, when combined with garlic and ginger, creates an effect so powerful it feels like science fiction, but it's 100% real and natural. Remember when I promised to reveal an unexpected food? One that, when combined with garlic and ginger, creates such a powerful effect that many of my patients have cried after feeling their body wake up again. Well, the time has come, and its name is ripe plantain. That's right. That larger banana, often used in cooking or frying, is one of the most powerful fruits for men's health after 60, especially when combined with garlic and ginger. Let me explain. Ripe plantains contain 3 key elements that form a true natural male vitality booster. 1. Highly absorbable magnesium, relaxes blood vessels, combats fatigue, reduces anxiety, and improves mood. 2. Natural tryptophan, precursor of serotonin, increases pleasure, reduces stress, improves sleep. 3. Resistant starch, feeds good gut bacteria, boosts digestion, immunity, and hormone balance. Now imagine all that working in sync with garlic's allicin and ginger's gingerols. It's like your body gets the green light to release testosterone, expand blood vessels, and reawaken the desire to live. Let me tell you about Mr. Waldemar. 70 years old, retired, widowed, and emotionally numb for years. He came to my office skeptical. Said he had tried everything. Pills, supplements, expensive formulas. Nothing worked. I listened carefully and proposed something different. A sacred plate to eat twice a week. The recipe? 1 ripe plantain, baked or grilled. 1 teaspoon of roasted garlic. 1 teaspoon of fresh grated ginger. Drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. He was hesitant at first, but he agreed. The next week, he returned with brighter eyes. By the 3rd week, he told me he had run into an old friend at the club. and felt something he hadn't felt in years, the desire to connect, to touch, to be present. And in the 6th week, he cried during the appointment, "Doctor, I thought I'd never feel this again. I thought my body was dead inside." That's the power of this combination. It's not magic. It's respected physiology. It's nature giving you back what is rightfully yours: vitality, desire, clarity, strength. And here's a bonus. Ripe plantains are rich in natural dopamine that helps your brain shift from apathy to enthusiasm. You begin seeing life with more color, more spark, more initiative. And the best part? It's cheap, accessible, and safe when used correctly. That's why so many of my patients call this recipe a turning point. They come back to life, they love again, they plan again. They reconnect with their masculinity in a dignified and natural way. Soon, I'll show you how to build a complete daily routine using these ingredients. Simple, affordable, and life-changing in just 7 days. Now that you know the ingredients, the effects, and even the secret combination, let me gently ask you, what's truly stopping you from starting? Maybe you're thinking, "Doctor, I don't have time. I don't know how to cook. It's too hard to change now." Or even, "I'm too old for this." But let me share a truth I've seen over and over again in my practice. The man who takes even a small first step already changes the course of his life. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to go vegan or follow trendy diets. All you need are 3 things. 1, believe that there's still time. 2, follow a simple routine. 3, repeat it consistently. This is not about an overnight miracle. It's about reactivating a natural process in your body that only needs the right push, with the right ingredients at the right time. Want proof? Mr. Elias, 65, a truck driver, said he had no time to eat right. Now he keeps crushed garlic in a small jar and takes it with water on the road. Jose, 70, had never cooked in his life. Now he prepares the sacred plate with plantain and proudly calls himself the chef of vitality. Sandro, 67, once said it was too late. Today he texts me weekly saying, "Doctor, I'm still here, more alive than ever." They all had fears, doubts, limitations, but they took one step, and that step changed everything. So if you're listening now full of what ifs, I'll ask you, what if it works? What if in 7 days you sleep better? What if in 10 days you wake up with more energy? What if in 14 days you feel joy again in small things? You don't need anyone's permission. You don't have to tell anyone. You just need to want it, to want to live again with strength, presence, and dignity. And I'll be here, as I've been for so many other men, to guide you on this path, with respect, science, and honesty. No false promises, no dangerous shortcuts. Just what works. And the best part? You can start today with what you already have at home, with a banana, some garlic, a piece of ginger, and the decision to not give up on yourself. Very soon, I'll show you how to build your practical daily routine, step by step, to turn this decision into real results, even if you start slowly. Do you know what I've learned the most after over 30 years of caring for men? That what hurts the most isn't physical pain. It's the feeling of being left behind, feeling like life passed by, like no one sees you anymore, like you've become invisible, looking in the mirror and seeing a body that no longer responds, and thinking, is it over for me? If you've ever felt that way, let me tell you, with all my heart, as a doctor and a woman, no, it's not over. And it doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or 80, there is still a man inside you, and he deserves to be awakened. This is not just about sex or about having a strong body. It's about dignity, presence, joy. It's about waking up with a sense of purpose, smiling again, looking into your partner's eyes and saying, I'm still here. Maturity doesn't have to be a time of loss. It can be a time of rediscovery, because now you have wisdom. And if you have the courage to care for yourself, you can live the best years of your life with fullness, truth, and pleasure. I've seen men who had hit rock bottom turn their lives around with nothing more than tea and plantains. I've seen older gentlemen who hadn't looked in the mirror for months begin to groom again, shave, even buy cologne. I've seen dull eyes come back to life with just a little daily care. So I want you to know, you are not alone. and there is nothing wrong with you. You were just surviving on autopilot. And now it's time to wake up with intention. Wake up and say, today is the day I choose myself again. Life hasn't left you behind. Your body hasn't betrayed you. It's just tired and it's waiting for you. I've seen this happen so many times that I can confidently say, if you give yourself just 7 days of care, your body will thank you. If you continue for 21 days, it will surprise you. And if you make it a way of life, you will rediscover yourself. Because vitality isn't about use, it's about your connection to life. And that connection starts inside of you. So tonight, before you sleep, look in the mirror and say out loud, even if your voice shakes, I still can. It's not too late. I am a man worthy of pleasure, strength, and presence. Very soon, I'll guide you step by step through the practical routine that will turn this feeling into action. But first, breathe, feel, acknowledge you've already started. If you've made it this far, my heart is filled with gratitude. Not for me, but for you. Because listening all the way through is an act of courage. It means that deep down, even in silence, you want to live with more strength, more meaning, more presence. That's why I've prepared all this with so much care. I'm not a distant voice or some miracle advertisement. I'm simply a doctor who's dedicated her life to listening to men like you, and who truly believes that your turning point can begin with just a spoonful of tea. If these words touched your heart, even just a little, if you saw yourself in any of the stories I told, if you felt a small spark of wanting to try, to believe again, then don't drift away. There's so much more to come. More recipes, more insights, more stories, all created with respect, science, and compassion, for you to apply at your own pace, with dignity and freedom. If you'd like to keep receiving these kinds of messages in a gentle and respectful way, feel free to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. That way, whenever I bring something new, you'll be among the first to know. And if you can, leave a little "I'm here" in the comments. Because just knowing you're out there listening already makes it all worthwhile. The journey of male self-care doesn't have to be lonely, and it doesn't end here. On the contrary, this is just the beginning. With care and respect, Dr. Esperanza,